Hello, welcome to another class. And we're already talking in JavaScript, so I'd like us to proceed from where we stopped in the previous class. So let me get back to my code editor, and this is where we stopped in the last class. So we talked about the operators in JavaScript. So I would like us to just quickly dive straight in, and I think we are consoling.log the remainder of 34 divided by 24, and I think that would be 10. That was where we stopped in the last class. So if we go and inspect, you will see our console. We have 10 here. Let me just leave console so that we'll just focus on console like so. So we have 10 here. So that is where we stopped at in our last class when we were talking about operators. So let's proceed. So I would just like you to keep all these things here. I would comment this out. So next, I want us to talk on comparison operators. So I'll just put a comment. Comparison. I hope I'm spelling this right. Comparison. But you understand what I'm saying. Operators. What's wrong with my spelling this evening? So basically, comparison operators are used to compare between expressions and values in JavaScript and basically in most other languages as well. So there are a couple of them, and they are just like the normal in arithmetic, the greater than, less than. Those are actually what we use in JavaScript for comparison as well. So I'll just try and I'll do a comment here, and sorry. Oh, I didn't. Sorry. Yeah, I'll do a comment here, and we'll talk about this comparison operators down here. Let me just bring this thing down so everything will just be in the same line. So there won't be any need for this. So what are these comparison of operators? If you want, we have the double equal to sign, which tells us if one element is same as another element, or one value is the same as another value. So we call this equal to or equals. Let's just leave equals. Then we have not equals as this. Not equals tells us if a value is not equal to another value. So let's just give an example of this so that so let's say we want to know if 23 is equal to 43. Basically, we know this is not equal, so what it will give us is a boolean, which is another data type. It's going to give us a false. So in order to, let's just get these all expressions in a console to get to display in a console. So it's a console. So, and this is what we have. We'll just go open our console on our browser and refresh, and we see it's a false. So basically, because 43 it's not and 23 is not equal to repository. So now that's actually what we are comparing this value here and this value, and this could be anything. It could be an object, it could be an array. You can actually run comparison for so many things in JavaScript. So that's just this is just the simplest form of it. So also not equal to, if we're going to use the not equal, so we are saying if 23 is not equal to 43, and if we check it, it will give us true when we run it in our console, because it's true. Those two values are not equal. So that is the comparison operator. We have the strictly equal to, which is triple equal to, which is we call it strictly equal, and just like it, also there's the strictly not equal, which is similar. Strictly not equal. Not equal. So basically how these operators work is this. You can see if we say these are strictly not equal, it will still give us, we refresh, it will still give us true because they're strictly not equal. But where this operator strictly equal to and strictly not equal comes to life is let me just even give it, let's use the strictly equal to sign for this. We want to check if 23 is equals to 43. Definitely we are going to get a false, but let's now say 23 is equal to 23 string. Let's use our normal comparison equals the first one, which is the equal to, and you see what we get in our console. It says it's true. I just refresh. It's telling us it's true that 23, an integer, is equal to 23, a string. And when we now use the strictly equal to, it checks for if they are of the same data type, that is strings or integer, and in this case they are not, so it's going to give us a false. That's actually where you see it's going to give us a false. That's where this strictly equal comparison operator actually comes into play. So if we now use the strictly not equal to operator, it will give us true in this instance. So as you see, it's giving us true. So basically don't confuse the two, strictly equal to and strictly not equal to operators and their use cases. Do not confuse the two. So another operator we can actually go straight to is the less than operator, sorry, the less than operator. Just like it, also we have the greater than, sorry, excuse me, we have the greater than, greater than. So just like they are in arithmetic, you can actually use it to check if two values is less than or greater than. So just using it here, we just use this and just bring this back to becoming an integer. So we can say is 23 is 23 less than 23, or let's say less than 26. So it's something like this. We can now check if is this less than, and you give us a boolean, true or false. So in this case 23 is less than 26, it's going to give us true. And same thing, if we ask if is 23 greater than 26, it's going to give us the same it's going to give us false because 23 is not greater than 24, and that is 26, sorry, and that is that with the greater than and the less than operator. So this is, and don't forget, this could be a value stored in a variable as well. So we could say let's variable one equals 23, and let's variable 2 equals 26, and same thing will just apply. We'll just change what's in here to variable 1 and variable 2, and we'll still get the same result. Just so don't confuse it in case you see us putting it into variables like that. You still get the same values, because in this case variable 1, which is 23, is not greater than variable 2, which is 26, so it's a false. So that is that about greater than, less than, and I don't think we're missing any other one, but in case we are, I would okay, there is also, yes, there is, just like greater than, less than, we have greater than or equal to, greater or equal to, and I think there's also less than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. So I think yes, this is greater or equal, then less than or equal. So in this case, this checks for the value if checks if the value is less than or equal, in this case, or greater than or equal. So in this case, if we say, if we use the, let's now say, if we convert this back to 23, and we're using the normal checking if value 1 is greater than value 2, you'll see what we'll get in the console. You see false. It's going to tell you false because it's not greater than. But in case what we use is greater than or equal to, and we go back here, we see it becomes true. So basically that's where you're checking for something is greater than or equal to, and the same thing works with the less than or equal to as well. So I think that's thank God we didn't skip that one, because we might be using it very often soon. So those are the comparison operators, and I don't know if I was a little bit too fast, but you can actually go through this video again and try to understand these comparison operators very well. It's not so tricky, it's just like normal arithmetic, it's just that the way they used it in programming is a little bit different. So that's just it. That's just about comparison operators, and next we'll be going into arrays, objects, and other data types in JavaScript. Thank you, and thanks for watching.